Okay, you're probably tired of hearing me talk by now, but like all dark movies, let me talk about the PS4, Xbox, and all them. PS4 and Windows. Xbox is up to Xbox 25. So far, you guys haven't touched it. You're not even close. PS4 stopped at 8. Yellow Dog stopped total production of its operating system because of the United States government, the celebrities, and so forth. So everyone with a big name that thinks that they're really big and whatnot, a lot of industries killed. The OS is coming out by misuse. Textron is one of them. APCO is another one. That's what Textron used to be. Windows, Apple is another one. That killed off a bunch of OSs. But they didn't really kill it off. I could easily out program Apple and Windows, considering you two had a handout for as far as an OS. So both OSs are not yours. That's why that license agreement reads that it's a temporary license, because no one wants their head hurting that much in the grave. Trust me, I've been there. That may sound weird, and you may have, maybe your mom's an RN. She'll sit there and say, "Doesn't that sound a little weird?" No, not really. Anyone with common sense knows one thing: you never take anything to the grave. That's the one thing that they like to say is a quote. And that's one quote. It's kind of true, but kind of not, because the ground does stop it a little bit. But at the same time, when you want to start blaming people for Windows, Nintendo, and Sony, a lot of the different OSs, because games are OSs, they're just smaller in size. So that tells you how small an OS can actually be. Now, when you get down to Linux, Unix, and not Panther, but it sounds like Panther, Panthera, and Panther got killed off because of one thing. I didn't really like the name of it, and the other name I came up with just didn't seem to work too well. I was actually living in Europe at that point in time, um, doing a lot of programming. I up and cashed in, if you want to say, retired at the age of 22. By the age of 28, owned the biggest recycling company in Russia, better known as NAPA, number one. Napa here is just outlet stores that aren't franchised. And once again, you'll notice that the girl in Russia that claims to say that she's my lawyer, she's a liar. And that was all just in 4 years of age. So anyway, I'm not going for the competition on the fact of who's the youngest CEO was, because I already know who was, and it really don't matter. Trust me, CEO and sex in some senses. But anyway, now going back into my past history, a lot of you might have heard in your thoughts, uh, about some people talking about, or you might have thought it was your thought that, about retaining that of the last generation and what you did in the last generation. So if you had a CDL in the last generation, stuff like that. But like I said, when you start blaming people who canceled out the OSs, look at either European Parliament. They can't even get it straight. You got Pennsylvania down here, uh, Harrisburg acting as Parliament for Europe, and they're not. All of them will have worked at Manicare, Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Some of them worked as nurses, some of them worked as caretakers, and some of them were just overseeing the place and making it run. Not managers or anything, because that's an incorrect word in healthcare. But if any of those people, and I can't really speak for the one out there in Montoursville, the home out there, because it seems pretty well put together and whatnot, but I haven't really been in it. But for Williamsport Hospital and Divine Providence, if those people would care 1 second about anyone, you wouldn't be religious. And you sure how wouldn't try to be banking off the clergy of Trinity Gospel, which is no longer clergy. As far as the other place down here that referred to themselves as the Masons, across from the James B. Brown Library, you're no longer clergy, you never have been. You're some Irish organization that likes to hand other people's money out to other people. So, you're a nobody. The legal building down in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, a bunch of no talent people who have never been a judge in the past generation. And I can go 20 generations on that one. Now, anyway, I'm going to stop this and go to another video. 1 second.